Hey gang, welcome back to another edition of Coming Soon, in which I talk about discs that are coming soon. So I just got a pile of discs in the mail today from they who give me discs to talk about on the internet and on TV. So let's just dive right in. I have literally no idea what is in all of this, so we're gonna find out together. So first up we have Blue Desert, a film by Eder Santos. This is IndiePix Classics on a DVD. I don't know, again, as I always say with these, if you're new to this, look at the description under this video if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not, go to YouTube and watch this video. And under that are links for Amazon buying links if you want to buy these and save some money. And also the specs on format these are available in, and which companies are putting it out, and what the street dates are, because I don't know. So this is a peculiar mix of sci-fi and new age spiritual inquiry. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. In a future seemingly devoid of memory, where humanity has lost its purpose, a man guided by only dreams and intuitions, not institutions, heads out in search of the meaning of life and existence. Revelations and symbols set him on a path of enlightenment, leading to enigmatic encounters with a prophet-like painter on the desert and a beautiful woman named Alma, who soon realizes is his soulmate. So this is 2013. This is widescreen from Brazil and Chile. Portuguese with English subtitles. A lot of Portuguese stuff coming out from IndiePix. 92 minutes, sci-fi fantasy, color 2.0 stereo, not rated. And this is IndiePix Unlimited, which is a streaming service, and Amazon Prime Video channel. So this is probably predominantly streaming, but I think I'm never quite sure with the IndiePix titles because I get them on DVD, but they are usually not necessarily commercial copies, which is probably going to be the case with this. Yeah, they're burned copies on a simple disc. So I don't know if this has got a DVD release or not, but look at the specs below and you will find out. We'll learn together. Okay, now on to the box I got. So some of these are Arrow discs, and when they're Arrow discs, if you've watched these before, what I get from Arrow is not the commercial release of them, so they're not much to look at, but we'll see what we have here. We have, some might get excited, not by looking at this, certainly. We have the 4K UHD edition of Friday the 13th. This is not the 1980 Friday the 13th. This is the remake that was done in the early 2000s, which I watched at the time and thought was okay, but at the time I also thought, why do you need to start the series over again? Why don't you just say this is Jason and he's still out there killing people? Anyway, that's there and it's probably loaded with extras. That'll be interesting to watch again to see if I like it any more or less than I did the first time. I always feel like most remakes are kind of pointless, but we'll see. Then we have the Chronicles of Riddick. Again, I'm holding this up like there's anything to see. Chronicles of Riddick, 4K UHD from Arrow. This is, let's see, we have a 4K UHD disc. We have a UHD disc, and then we have a 3 UHD discs. So this is probably multiple discs. Again, I don't have the specs in front of me on this, but look on the description below. I swear to God, this is going to get more interesting pretty soon. Then we have a lot of Arrow releases here. We have The Threat. Again, I hold it up like it means anything. The Threat from Arrow Video. Don't know what that one is. Be fun to find out. We have, again, the version they release will look more exciting than this. Torso. Enter the bizarre world of the psychosexual mind. Torso, one of the great giallo films produced by Sophia Loren's husband, is now getting a 4K UHD release from Arrow. Love Torso, love their previous release, so it's just gonna, look better. And then Chronicles of Riddick again. For a film I don't really care about, I have quite a few discs of Chronicles of Riddick, so apparently they're putting this out as a Blu-ray and a 4K release. I thought that they had put this out already. I know they released Pitch Black. So again, I'll review all these and I'll tell you why they're interesting. Then we have from Blue Underground, 4K UHD and Blu-ray. So whether you have one or the other, this package has both. This is the Million Eyes of Sumaru, starring Shirley Eaton, the woman who was painted gold in Goldfinger, and Frankie Avalon, the man who was not painted gold in any of the Beach Party movies, George Nader, and Klaus Kinski. I love the color that the photos that they do, the artwork they do for these. This is the extended version. So let's find out about this because I'm very curious. There was a sort of sequel to this, I think, that Blue Underground put out that was a bizarre Jess Franco movie that had the same characters, I think. So, The Wickedest Woman in the World, 2 years before The Girl from Rio. Girl from Rio they've already released. Shirley Eaton also stars as Sumaru, a beautiful but deadly woman with plans for world domination. With a couple of wisecracking, swinging secret agents uncover her scheme to eliminate male leaders and replace them with sexy undercover female operatives, they rush to Hong Kong and enlist the local police to stop her all-female army of assassins known as the Million Eyes of Sumaru. This sounds like fun. Frankie Avalon, George Nader, the cast again. Now The Million Eyes of Sumaru is presented in a brand new 4K restoration from its long-lost and recently found uncut original camera negative with Dolby Vision HDR, including 10 minutes of additional footage missing from the previous release. This is 1967, color 89 minutes, back when they knew how long a film should be. To Ultra HD resolution, widescreen 2.40:1. It is all region, so this will play if you go to Brazil and throw this in a player. It'll work. You don't need an all-region player for this if you buy this outside the US. This is English 1.0 DTS HD and English SDH subtitles. It's 1.0 mono audio and subtitles. Then also subtitles in French and Spanish. The extras are disc 1 is the 4K disc. The new audio commentary with film historians David Del Valle and Dan Marino. New audio commentary with film historians Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. Theatrical trailer. Disc 2 is the Blu-ray version that has those same two commentaries, as well as a new featurette, England's unknown exploitation film eccentric, the schlock cinema legacy of Lindsay Shonteff. I've seen a couple Lindsay Shonteff movies over time. New feature-length documentary, wow, directed by Naomi Holwell. Theatrical trailer, poster, and still gallery. New, a Riff Tracks edition of this Million Eyes of Sumaru with Mike Nelson, Bill Corbett, and Kevin Murphy, and that is not rated. I love it when they include the Riff Tracks versions because I've loved MST, Mystery Science Theater, loved Riff Tracks, loved the film crew, loved Cinematic Titanic, all that stuff that the various branches of the Mystery Science Theater family tree, but I haven't seen all of them, and there's so much. I mean, once they opened the world with Riff Tracks, and that team was just going crazy doing all kinds of stuff, including stuff that you wouldn't necessarily ever see as a disc release with their audio on it, stuff that's like mainstream movies and classics and things where they can create their own audio that you can marry with the video yourself, but you're never necessarily going to see it released. So it's cool to see some of these get out with a commercial release of a film. So the slipcase slips to reveal the same artwork, front and back. Cracker open, and nothing too fancy here. I've always liked that artwork too. You get the Blu-ray and the 4K of that film. Looking forward to this one. I love a good pulpy 60s spy movie. None of them were ever as good as the Bond films, but it's fun watching those who tried. Now, the shadow boxing. That's sort of a metallic, I don't know if you get it there, but metallic cover. Shaw Brothers martial arts film. This is 88 films. This is region A and B, so this will play in England where 88 originates from, and it'll play in the Americas. From the legendary Lau Kar Long, spiritual boxer, 8-diagram pole fighter, comes one of his finest and wildest rides following a pair of very special undertakers who transport dead bodies by magical means. Sold. But their latest trip is proving tricky. It's bad enough that a strong-willed young woman has invited herself along for the ride, but even more awkwardly, one of the corpses might not actually be dead. This is funny. So limited edition features slipcase and brand new artwork by Mark Bell, which you just saw. 4 collectibles art cards, HD transfer from the original negative on 2.35 aspect ratio, HD Blu-ray presentation, 2.0 Mandarin mono with English subtitles, trailer stills gallery, reversible sleeve featuring original Hong Kong poster artwork. It is 101 minutes long. It, as we said, Mandarin audio, 2.35 widescreen, LPCM mono, color, English subtitles, 1979. I am loving the absolute floodgates opening lately for all of these Hong Kong films. I've said this a million times before. Big fan of classic Hong Kong cinema, 70s to early 90s or mid 90s is what I consider that to be. And Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest and all that stuff. And so many labels. We've got these labels like 88 and Eureka and Arrow that are just pumping out the sets. And Shout Factory, for that matter. I always kind of neglect Shout Factory, but they've been doing multiple Shaw Brothers sets. It's insane. It's not even an embarrassment of riches. It's really hard to keep up with. I just saw that Vinegar Syndrome is releasing one of my favorite Stephen Chow movies, Love on Delivery, on Blu-ray. And like a day after that comes out or is announced, Shout Factory announces they've got a Stephen Chow box set coming out. I read that Michael Wirth is involved and Frank Jang are involved with one or more Golden Harvest box sets coming out. There's a third Shaw scope coming out from Arrow. It's just like, I don't know how anybody can keep up with all this stuff and where anybody finds the time to watch it all, but bless these companies for doing what they're doing, because I never thought I'd see this stuff outside of, bad releases that I've had for years that I bought in local Chinatowns or online from Asia, or the occasional UK release, but it's just insane now. So that is the metallic slipcase, which slips off to reveal essentially the same artwork minus the metallic aspect to it. Then we crack her open, and 88 does a great job. So that's the inside, so we get a little artwork on the disc, and then we get the original reversible cover with the Hong Kong poster art, and we get the art cards, which are front and back, not to be confused with the Art Carney. And wow, happy guy with all this. Okay, one more. We have the Profane exhibit. There are no boundaries. This is Unearthed films from the creators of Cannibal Holocaust, Malum, Cannibal, Tokyo Gore Police, Colossal, Postal, and many more. Definitely a family film. This is the Profane exhibit. I think I'd heard about this. Anthology film, I believe, with a lot of different directors. Let's find out. 10 horror directors internationally known for their unflinching displays of violence and the macabre are brought together for the first time to unleash their nightmares onto an unsuspecting world. This one's going to be gross. Extras, audio commentary by director Michael Todd Schneider, producer Amanda Manuel, and Ultra Violent Magazine's Art Ettinger. World premiere interview, world premiere Q&A 10 years later by Marion Dora, Sergio Stivoletti's Tophet Quorum, Awakened Mana, Tiffany Blem interview, no offense, Tiffany, I just like to say BLs that way. Interviews Michael Todd Schneider, Tiffany Blem interviews Louis Boll, Tiffany Blem interviews Amanda Manuel, Tiffany Blem interviews Jeremy Kasten, galleries and trailer. This is a 2:3:5 and 1:8:178 aspect ratio film in color, 108 minutes, 2.0 PCM stereo, in English subtitles, Spanish subtitles, and it is a Region A disc. This is for the horror hounds. This is for the gore hounds, I'm quite sure. This is one that I probably will not be eating pasta while I watch. Moment of silence for the shrink wrap that is about to give its life so that I may show you what this looks like on the inside. Unearthed doesn't tend to do anything terribly fancy with their discs, so I'm not expecting a lot of wild goodies inside this, but the film probably is wild enough. So we take the slipcase, slips to reveal the same thing on the inside, front and back, and then, yeah, we crack it open, and we've got basically the cover on the disc. So that is all I have to discuss right now. Not a huge amount, but boy, that's a lot of foo and art house and sci-fi and gore, and boy, am I going to be a busy cuss for the foreseeable future watching all this stuff. So once again, if you go to the text under this, there should be a listing, if I do my job right, for each of these films, their street dates, their releasing companies, and if you click on those links, you can go to Amazon and buy them there and save money, because I think they usually discount most pre-orders at like 20-30% off, and also find out all the stuff I forgot to tell you about these films. Until next time, I am Mark, I am the Cinemaniac, and I will see you the next time I have anything to show you that is coming soon.